All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the very first episode of Just Give Me the Picks.
Just give me the pics. Just give me
I'm Kim.
the pics. Sorry, I just set it up.
No, oh, that's all good. What's up? I'm Kim. Some people call me Kim1234. I am here with World Multiple Capcom Cup qualifier Phenom. What's up?
Hey, I'm good. What's up, guys?
And
yeah.
and we also have a world-class commentator and a great Street Fighter player himself, Femi Fword. What's up, dude?
Yeah, how you doing, man? I mean, in my day, I'd say good player. I'd like to say great, but you know, the further away it gets from time, the more I can get away with saying great. I think because people don't really realize. But I was a pretty decent player in my time. More a commentator these days, you know. And you know, as they say on Twitter, you know, we're getting paid millions to commentate. So
Millions
in my mansion. My mansion.
I heard
2-3 gigs a year, 300K easily.
Yeah,
easily, mate.
You see that painting on Fword's wall that costs like 500K.
What painting?
Oh, sorry, is that a TV?
Oh, the TV. Oh, dude, look at that.
I thought
265
it was a
inch.
fancy painting.
It's a 265-inch screen, but it shrinks when you're not using it, so it just goes into a 62-inch when you're not using it. Commentary money, man. Commentary money, baby. We minted out here, you know. That's what we do.
All right, so we should probably let the people know what we're doing here. So basically, this show, it's not about Street Fighter. It's actually about one of our passions that we talk about literally every single day. It's basically homies associated by Street Fighter talking about MMA, but to be honest, it's mainly the UFC.
Yeah. You know what? We'll definitely have some conversations about MMA in general, though, right? I mean, but yeah, it is primarily UFC. But man, there's some exciting stuff going on in MMA in general as well. One for the future.
UFC 266 this coming weekend. So we made sure that the very first episode is covering this card because this card is fucking bunkers. It's headlined by Brian Ortega versus Alexander the Great. I think that's his catch title. Volkanovski. Yeah. And I think the people's main event is a little bit obvious here. Most excited for Nick Diaz and Robbie Lawler. That one's going to be, I don't know what to expect from that one, but we'll get to that point once we get there. All right, first fight of the night on the prelim card will be Roxanne Modafferi versus Taylor Santos from Brazil. What's your take on this fight, guys?
Well, I don't know much about Taylor Santos. I saw a little bit of a fight against Molly McCann, and you know Molly's no joke, and Taylor just outclassed her. Really, she seems pretty good everywhere. It's a classic case of like Roxanne just somehow still being in the UFC, pulling off wins when she has no right to win. Sometimes, I mean, she's got 25-19 records. She's like the real life Rocky. Rocky's record's not that great, is it? He just gets beat up all the time. Then he turns up and batters a few champions, you know. So she's a myth. I don't know. I'd say obviously Taylor Santos 17-1. She's beaten some killers. Should just walk through Roxanne Modafferi. But I think Phenom, you were talking about it earlier. Roxanne, if you don't like get her, how many times has she even been finished much? She's very hard to finish, and because of that,
she's very tough.
Super
very
tough,
durable,
super durable,
very tough, very like how do you say, like a gritty fighter. So it's hard to like if you don't like take her out or really outclass her, and it becomes like a dogfight, then she can definitely like pull out victories that people otherwise didn't think she could. You know what I mean?
I mean, she's constantly the underdog. I think her most recent memorable win is that she beat Antonina Shevchenko.
Yeah.
Shevchenko.
Yeah, I didn't see that happening because obviously her sister has amazing wrestling. So I was thinking she can deal with that, keep it on the feet.
Well, her sister developed amazing wrestling though, right? I mean, she wasn't a wrestler. Right? That was really impressive what she's done.
Yeah. 25-19. That's actually really surprising.
I'm just going through her record now, guys, and she's got. I think she's been finished once.
Really?
From what I can see, this is why she's a nightmare twice here. There's 2 finishes, TKO punches and a submission. But she's got 19 losses and it's almost always a decision. So she is mad durable. She's very difficult to get rid of. So for that reason, you get these upsets, and she's got a heart of a lion. And if you don't get rid of her, man, like she can come back and absolutely shock you. Especially those people that I think the biggest mistake a lot of fighters like explosive looking. If you look at Santos, she's super muscly, man. She looks like she's got a lot of explosion. We saw her like turn on the heat against Molly. If she goes for the kill and tries to get rid of Molly of Roxanne early, then Roxanne might have a good night. That's the mistake I see a lot of people make against Roxanne. Just play a strategic fight against her. Like, take your time. If you're the more technically advanced,
or even try to finish her.
Yeah, honestly, don't waste too much energy, man. Because like once she's got a tank for days.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like follow a game plan and just try to kind of outpoint her, I guess, or take a more safe route to victory, rather than trying to take her out and then she doesn't get put away. And it ends up you gassing out, and it becomes like a battle of wills. And then it's not about the skill anymore. Then it's more about who's tougher. And she's very tough. So it's like Fword said, it's better to come with a more safe strategy. Try to outpoint her, stay on the outside strike when you like take her down when you can, stay on the feet when you can, and then just win in that fashion.
Roxanne's got 44 professional fights and she's been finished, I think, 3, maximum 4 times. So you'd be making a mistake going into this with a game plan to try and finish her early. It'd be a big mistake.
Yeah, I mean, if it presents itself, then that's cool. But you gotta be careful if you wanna go headhunting too much. Like it's the same. Like there are many fighters like that. Like Nate Diaz is. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking.
Like
you
Nate.
I thought you meant
know what I mean?
I thought you meant the attacker. You mean the okay,
the defender.
Roxanne,
Yes,
like the durable.
Like when you go after them too hard, and it ends up backfiring because they just can't. They just don't get put away.
They don't get finished. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nate's a great example. I think I've got 1 finish on Nate. Well, now there's the doctor stoppage with Masvidal. I think I've got 1 finish on him ever. 1 knockout.
And that was a head kick. So.
And if you look at that head kick, I think what's his name? Thomas. There's a kickboxer.
Josh Thompson, yeah.
Josh Thompson, what a kickboxer! If you look at that head kick, go watch that head kick back. He wasn't even. He was rattled, but he was getting up.
He wasn't out. Yeah. He wasn't out, but he could have been out though. That's the thing. Eventually, if things were continuing that way. Yeah.
That guy's chin is from hell, man.
So actually, one quick thing that we haven't mentioned is, Roxanne's a little bit. She's getting up there in age. She's 38, and she's getting better. So kudos to her. Her opponent is 28, so a decade younger. I think that's going to play a factor for sure, because age is, you know what they say about age. You're not going to lose that.
I mean, I still think Taylor should win. So, I mean, if I had to give a prediction, I haven't actually even watched her really. That I don't think I remember watching her. But I can just guess by this, like the record, 17-1, and
she's not bad.
She beat the Molly McCann girl as well. So I mean, judging by that, maybe this is a fight she should win. But I wouldn't be surprised if Roxanne pulled the upset somehow. She's done it before, so
it's her thing. Yeah. Tell me, what's your pick?
I'm gonna go Santos. I mean, maybe I haven't learned my lesson.
We just talked like 20 minutes on Roxanne. Then you're gonna pick.
Well, because she is freaking phenomenal, man. She's such a mystery, and she's caused so many upsets. And what she call herself, the Happy Warrior or something like that. I mean, even her appearance and the fact that she's a teacher in a full time as well outside the US. She's just a real myth. She's such a unique, bizarre character, but very talented and very durable. So it's hard not to root for her. But I just think like she's got a very hungry, young, up and comer looking to gun for the top. And if Santos plays a strategic game and doesn't try to make a statement, and of course you always want to make a statement when you're not on the main card, right? You want to try and steal the show in the prelims. I think that could backfire quite easily. So as long as she plays a strategic game, I see Santos winning it, unanimous decision.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go with you guys. I'm gonna go with Santos as well. We should play a game, like whoever gets the best picks. We'll figure out what the prizes are later on.
I'm down.
All right. Let's move on because we have like eight more fights to cover.
We spent a lot on Roxanne actually. Okay,
we love her, man. Let's go Roxanne. Even though we're picking her opponent. All right, next fight on the prelim card is I hope I'm saying this correctly. Shamil Abdurahimov versus Chris Daukaus. Heavyweight fight. Pretty interesting because I feel both these guys are going very much under the radar. Just a while ago, I was looking up Abdurahimov's record, and he has a lot of notable wins. I was mentioning earlier he has a win over like Chase Sherman and Arlovsky also. That's and Tybura too. Tybura who's getting better and better, and he
Tybura
has
solid, man. That's a big win.
That's his most. Yeah, it was a finish. Yeah, and that was his most recent win too. So that's aging quite well.
Well, did Daukaus beat Alexei Oleinik? Right.
Let's find out. I did look at his record that didn't pop up, but let me make sure.
I'm just having a look now. I didn't see that fight if that happened.
So Chris Daukaus, 11 wins, 3 losses.
Yeah, he beat Alexei Oleinik TKO punches round 1.
Yeah, that was his last fight
too.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see that.
Is he a striker? I think I did watch that.
Oleinik or Daukaus?
Daukaus.
Daukaus won.
Is Daukaus a striker?
I think.
Yes.
I don't remember how he. Well, I know he has like a black belt.
Listen, dude, he's a striker, man. TKO punches, TKO knee, KO.
They're all TKO.
This guy's,
but I think he has a jiu-jitsu background.
Okay.
I think.
Ooh. That always makes the most exciting fighters, you know.
It's a bit weird.
I mean, Nick Diaz has his basis.
Yeah,
also,
exactly right.
Yeah.
I've forgotten the lightweight champion's name. What's the Brazilian guy's name? I got a brain freeze.
Oliveira.
I mean, what a jiu-jitsu background that is. So,
so the jiu-jitsu is so good is kneeing and knocking people.
It's like dousing, innit? He's like dousing people.
Yeah.
He's zoning at point blank range.
Has that fight been figured out yet? We're talking about
December.
December.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's booked, right? I know they're going for that date.
I don't know if it's a fit. It's hard to say because ESPN puts the fights out, but they're not official until UFC says it. But I mean, it's pretty much official. I would say it's too much out there. But let's save that. Let's save that until December. All right. So, what are your picks on this fight? I'm going to say, due to the win-loss record here and the quality, to be honest, Abdurahimov TKO.
Jeez.
So his opponent's a striker. So it might happen. Second round.
Abdurahimov is a grappler predominantly.
The TKO.
Isn't he sambo background?
Yeah.
Right.
He might have the wins on the ground though. I mean, they're still TKOs.
But you're saying Chris Daukaus has a jiu-jitsu background, maybe according to Phenom's research. I don't know it's hard to call. Look, I haven't seen enough of these guys, if I'm being honest. I've seen a decent amount of Abdurahimov. I've seen him gas, but Chris Daukaus' wins are super early. He's got a lot of first round finishes. So I'm totally picking this one out of the air, and I'm gonna say Chris Daukaus. Hungry on the street. He's on a 3-fight win streak. Maybe late. Maybe not first round. Abdurahimov super durable. I don't see him getting finished in the first round, actually.
It's heavyweight. You never know.
Very true. It's cross counter, baby.
Yeah.
Very true. I'm still going to say Chris Daukaus probably in round 2.
Yeah, it's a hard one. I also going to say Chris Daukaus, but but it's tricky. I actually hate picking heavyweight fights.
Oh, this.
Because,
Have you seen the
they're
longest title defense in heavyweight history?
There's like 3, right?
It's like 3, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just horrible.
Oh, defenses. Yeah,
division.
it's 3. Yeah.
It's the worst.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's hard to say.
How is it like being a heavyweight and trying to accomplish your dream and knowing at the end of the road Ngannou is waiting for you? like you're gonna wake up and be super enthusiastic about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, there's some crazy ass heavyweights out there. Probably get excited by that, turned on by it, the idea, taking out Ngannou, but they go and learn the hard way when it actually happens.
I think
we're definitely going off on tangents
Cyril
here,
has a good chance.
Yeah. About to say that.
That's a great. I mean, the fact they know each other so well as well. It's a very exciting one.
I mean, it's a bit obvious. Technical side, Gan has an advantage, literally like all day. But it's all about that power. Like you don't have to be technically.
No, I think you mean Cyril. Cyril has the advantage on the technical side, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I thought you said Ngannou.
No, they have they have a similar last name, I guess.
Gan.
Well, yeah, you're right, Gan.
Is Gan the way to say it? I hope it is.
I got no idea, man.
It's a French name, so it's hard to. I think it's French, right? Gan.
Just say it with a French accent. I think it's French Caribbean. What those guys are French Caribbean?
Yeah,
Guadeloupe or something. I don't know. But yeah, I think it's Gan. Gan.
He's so good though. Like I enjoy watching.
He's not a heavyweight, man. He moves like a freaking middleweight. So slick.
Crazy.
It's nice to see. It's nice to see a heavyweight move like that. It's very exciting.
He doesn't get hit. It's just so like.
Is it only 9 fights into his career? I think it's 9 or something.
Yeah, I think it's 9-0.
Yeah, no more than 10. That's amazing.
You know who won the title when they had 9 fights only? Chris Weidman.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
When he beat Anderson Silva, it was 9-0.
Damn, with the facts, bro. You're coming here prepared.
I remember picking Chris Weidman to win that fight that night.
It's crazy. Some people pick up the sport fast.
I saw an interview that GSP did where he was like incredibly confident that Weidman was going to win. And I'm even though I don't like the style, GSP is actually one of my favorite fighters. So I was like, if GSP fucking says it, okay, Weidman.
They trained together in TriStar, like I think before he fought Anderson. I think maybe that's why he said that.
He's got great fight IQ. I mean, if he said it, you know that he's seeing something, right? And there it is. It happened.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of TriStar, next fight we have Dan Hooker versus Nasrat Haqparast. Haqparast actually comes from TriStar, interestingly enough.
Yeah.
I wrote down a couple little notes here. So, in all honesty, Dan Hooker, I think he's the one that all the fans are more familiar with. We know what he's going to do. He's going to go in there. He's going to try to beat your ass. He has a lot of submissions that people don't really realize, though. His wins are basically KOs or submissions. He doesn't really have that many decisions. Nasrat is a little bit, even though he's like a pressure fighter, he doesn't actually have as many KOs or TKOs as you would think. I think he's doing really good now, but he had a recent loss to Drew Dober, I believe. Yeah, in the first round. But he's a solid striker, and Drew Dober is fucking hella good. So, and he's a fucking tank. Yeah. Let me see what else I got here. So reach advantage goes to Hooker, 75 inches over 72.
His arms are ridiculously long, man.
Yeah.
He's always got the reach advantage.
Height advantage to Hooker.
Yep, 6 feet. I mean, when I think of Hooker, I think of knees coming out of nowhere, and I think of like left hooks. Yeah.
He's more like a Muay Thai style.
Yeah. He's got a decent low kick as well. It's not devastating, but it will distract you.
The thing in this fight, I saw that Hooker basically came last minute to America because he had like visa issues. So he had to land.
That's interesting.
Actually. Yeah.
He had to land on like Thursday and then land on Wednesday, cut weight on Thursday. Like, so,
ouch.
I mean, I don't know how his physical condition is this weekend, but like assuming he's gonna show up like himself, it's an interesting fight. Like his boxing defense is not amazing, Hooker, but I feel he's good at range. I feel when he's at kicking range, and he can also put some pressure on when he gets going. So I'm not sure how this is gonna go. I think he should beat Nasrat. I think he's a bit above him, his level. But with the whole flying thing, I don't know if I don't know.
What Hooker shows up.
Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen.
I mean, it's obviously it's related to the visa issue, but what's related to the visa issue? It's the lockdown that's happening in New Zealand. So is he getting the proper training also? That's an interesting thing to think about. You know, that whole crew is pretty vocal about how they feel about New Zealand and how they're dealing with the pandemic. So, you know, if you're not getting the proper training, then are we going to be expecting 100% Dan Hooker here? You know. But the thing is Nasrat also is dealing with the same thing because he just got his visa also. This is like the visa battles.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's so they're both coming in compromised.
All right, I'm gonna go with Dan Hooker, just because the quality of matches that he has. I believe this is going to be a stand-up fight, and he has the physical advantages. So Dan Hooker, decision. Same decision.
I think they're both gonna be a little under the weather during the fight. Maybe they'll gas a little bit. I don't know. That's a lot of guessing though. But I think like I don't think from what I remember, I don't think Dan is very boxing heavy. He has some he throws hands obviously, but he usually tries to time you with the knees and kicks and maybe put you down with volume. While the time Nasrat got knocked out, it was with one punch from a explosive striker. So I think this will also go the distance, and I think Hooker will win.
Sounds like a really fair analysis.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about Nasrat. What I've seen would tell me that technically he'll be at a disadvantage, I think, on the feet versus Hooker, but he does seem to have some explosion.
Yeah,
I just wonder where Hooker is mentally. Yeah, I mean that Chandler fight, man. I feel like he definitely let himself down a bit with that. And as you mentioned, Phenom, like he didn't measure his range. He wasn't active enough. Too much feinting. You know, throw it already. So he didn't put the fear in him, and before you knew it, you know, he's dealing with a powerhouse. He's knocked out, right? So he was super. I could feel the frustration through the screen when he was doing his post-fight interview. I just wonder where he is now after that, because you know it's a similar kind of stature, nowhere near. Respectfully, that's right, just not the same level as a Michael Chandler, but you're similar kind of stature, a stocky kind of like almost wrestling build. I don't know if he is a wrestler, but he's got a lot of explosion. He's got a lot of one punch knockout finishes.
Yeah. You know, he did that.
One thing I don't like about a lot of kickboxers, like being an MMA fan and a boxing fan, it's just a head movement, man. It's frustrating to watch sometimes.
Exactly.
You know? Chin in the air, like, you know,
they're kind of tall, right?
Lean back. Yeah, exactly.
Their head is kind of high.
It's just there, you know.
Yeah, it's just
and there's no. They haven't taught themselves instinctively to dip it or to sway it mid swing, after the swing. You know, they're just there, and they rely so heavily on that distance measurement. And if you don't have it, like what happens with Michael Chandler happens, right? So I'm gonna say Dan Hooker wins by decision, but there's a little bit of doubt creeping in my mind with that pick.
Yeah,
I hope he wins. I'm a fan.
His defense is not great. Like he'll leave himself open. He'll retreat and leave his head open a lot.
He takes a lot of damage as well. Yeah.
Do you know when you do the Muay Thai? There's like you stretch your hand out and you back away. But then it leaves, like when the guy comes over the top with a hook or a overhand, then he might get caught like what Chandler did. So there's definitely like a guy who's explosive can catch him. So if Nasrat can do that, then
that's the alarm bell. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder how much of a chin he has now as well, because he's been in some wars, man. I've seen him take so much damage. I just don't know if he can take it. I mean, it's Chris Weidman's a great example. I mean, that guy got knocked out once and he was never the same, right? I just wonder where his chin's at as well, because once that goes, man, it's different ball game.
Yeah.
I mean, let's move on to the next fight, but just on real quick on the mental note part. I don't know if you guys recall this, but when he lost to Chandler, he did this very strange, like he was really like fiddling with his raps. You know, like when I saw that, I was like, okay, obviously he's like super frustrated, and maybe this is his moment that he's just going to make the decision to retire and then come back. But I didn't forget that he didn't make an announcement, but several people caught that. That could play into just where he feels he is in his career, because he's been in the fight game for quite a while.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And I think a part of it is the New Zealand issue. It's the fact that every time he goes out to fight, he has to go back there, be like fucking 2 months in a quarantine or some shit. And then he gets out, and then he has to train, and it's like every fight he does, I assume when he loses, is like he has to go through the hell of getting back to his country and all that. Maybe that all adds up,
which I'm sure is worse than losing the fight.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like it's like it probably makes him just extra frustrated afterwards.
Absolutely sucks.
Yeah.
All right, moving along. Headlining the prelim card is actually number 6 ranked fighter Marlon Moraes versus an energy tank known as Merab Dvalishvili from the Serra-Longo camp. Yep. This one, I think, is a little bit more crystal clear. Like, if someone wins, it's very obvious how it's going to happen. Marlon Moraes, amazing Muay Thai.
This is an exciting one. This is a banger.
Yeah, amazing Muay Thai, and it doesn't seem that he takes the foot off the pedal, even though the evidence shows he probably should. Because he's been losing recently due to just, gassing out. Could be his body type. I'm sure he trains like crazy. But it's obviously something his opponents have picked up on. Merab seems to be very obviously a very strong wrestling base, but primarily decisions. 77% of his wins are by decisions, but dominant decisions, though. That's the thing. Maybe there's even a finish here for Merab, just due to Moraes' recent performances. Yeah. What are you guys' thoughts?
I think Merab. I predict Merab to win.
Same, yeah.
But Marlon, and especially in the beginning, he's very, very fast and very explosive. And you always have to be careful about those type of fighters. They can always if he knocked out Aljamain Sterling, and I think he was gonna throw a kick, but it caught him with a knee. Yeah,
he went for a kick. Yeah, definitely went for a kick. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like he can catch you, and that could happen. But I think Merab, his grappling is very good, and he will probably put a pace on him and wear him out, and either finish him late or maybe even on the ground mid-fight or win a decision. I just think Merab will win.
I feel like we're gambling here. Like, we were just staying on the safe side the entire time. Like, no one's gonna take a risk or anything.
Marlon Moraes is a legit ex-title contender, So I mean, look, if you look at Merab, he's just a very efficient, risk-averse, like complete wrestling dominant kind of fighter. He's very difficult to trouble just for that. He doesn't even engage in striking in a dangerous way. When I see him fight, he's just blatantly just looking for that one thing. He's so good at it. So Moraes has got really good takedown defense, great jiu-jitsu, but his tank is just terrible. I guess it's just he's just so muscly. I don't know. Tank is just not. It's just not there, and it's like for me, this is a nightmare matchup for Marlon Moraes in terms of like capabilities and who they can beat in the rankings. Like there's definitely some fighters who Moraes would probably give more trouble than Merab in this division, 1 or 2, right? But in terms of the head-to-head matchup wise, I mean, I just don't like it from Moraes, man. Don't like the matchup at all.
Yeah,
I think Merab like has a pretty tricky first round and then just dominates him.
What do you think, Kim?
I just talked about taking risks, and I want to go with a safe answer. Let me think here. My true answer is, it's definitely Merab. He doesn't get finished either. There was that one weird situation with Ricky Simone where he got finished at the very end, literally. Well, not even the last second. He got finished after the fact, which doesn't make sense, by the way. Which doesn't make sense. No, he got choked out, and then he was like unconscious after the bell rang, and then they awarded the win to Ricky Simone.
I mean, if he was unconscious, that's finished. I mean,
it was a weird. Like the ref couldn't tell at the moment. That's why there was like a long gap. It wasn't like he's just out and he's not moving. Like he was like fidgety and shit like that. Merab by decision. No other way but decision in this case.
Yeah.
All right. Main card. This is crazy. All right, let's get into this. Very first fight, number 1 contender in multiple divisions, Jessica Andrade versus Cynthia Calvillo. I mean, yeah, Jessica Andrade is pretty established. She's fought at like every women's available weight class other than featherweight, I guess. Throws hooks for days. Like she doesn't throw anything that's not a hook. Like it's got to be a hook. And it's left and it's right. It's left and it's right. Yeah.
It's proper boxer starts every time as well. Every time.
You remember John Lineker?
Yes.
Of course.
Kind of the girl version.
He's in 1 right now, I think.
Yeah. She's kind of the female version.
I like that comparison. Yeah, that's a good comparison.
That's pretty solid.
Yeah.
That's pretty accurate. Yeah, I didn't think of that.
So Calvillo, but
they both used to be strawweight, if I remember correctly, right? This is the flyweight, this fight.
It's different though. It's a little bit different. Obviously, one's a champion, one wasn't the champion, and one moved up because she missed weight. Andrade doesn't miss weight. She continues to make weight even though she started at 35. So a little bit of a different comparison. Yeah.
I see. I would say, I mean, I feel Andrade is too small for a division, to be honest.
She is.
You know what I mean?
She is. She is too small for a division. She is.
She's powerful though, but like
she's more powerful than a lot of the girls in this division, but she's
I mean, let's be honest. It's going to be, can she deal with Calvillo's wrestling?
Yeah,
it's not going to be, is she going to get knocked out? So and Calvillo, as we pointed out, also fought at strawweight, so there's a little bit less of a handicap, if you want to say,
size differentiation. Not like Shevchenko like manhandled her, but Shevchenko manhandled her as someone who wasn't brought up as a wrestler. I mean, that's credit to Shevchenko, to be honest. She's talent.
Maybe that fight gave us the wrong impression because she just looked so small against Shevchenko. Like
she did, yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's a real noticeable strength difference as well, and that's Andrade for her size is freaking. She's Titanic strength wise, so to see her manhandled like that, you just think you're not in the right weight class,
This is the funny part, though. She's number 1 ranked, but she beat Caitlin Chukagian, and that's it. You have 1 win and you're number 1.
Yeah, but that underlines this whole division, to be honest with you. And I say this respectfully because it's not the girls' fault. But this division is it's in desperate need of a complete overhaul, and they need to do looking for a fighter just for this division and go all around the world and find some girls in this weight class. And if they're not ready, train them up or something, because it's just a pointless weight class at the moment. It's just Shevchenko and everyone else.
Yeah, do like a 130 weight class. There needs to be more weight classes. Different conversation though. Different conversation. All right.
I get Dana's counter argument. I mean, you don't want a million belts around reason. If there's a way around it,
it's one extra. It's one extra division.
It's not one extra. It's one extra per gap, right? So it's going to be like freaking 16 extra or something. No, that's not
No,
16.
This is what you do. You build it up. Okay, so one extra division per year, and then it becomes normal, and then there's more beats. You know what I'm saying? Just putting on my marketing hat real quick. It makes sense. Dana, give me a call.
Hey Dana,
all right.
What time is it?
I think Andrade will win.
Really?
Yes.
How will this happen? This is actually kind of hard because Calvillo is tough though. Has she been finished? Let's find that out real quick.
Question.
I don't think. Maybe she got submitted.
I don't think so.
But respectfully, in these divisions, a lot of these girls have not been finished just because the power is not necessarily there to finish them. I think Andrade is a different kettle of fish. Maybe Cynthia's never been hit like that before, the way she might get hit on Saturday night. And you find out who you really are when you get hit that hard, right? I mean, unfortunately, I know from experience. So you think you're this super tough person because you've been in all these fights, but suddenly you fight someone that can really punch, and you're like,
yeah,
I'm not sure I want to be here anymore. You know, and Andrade can really punch.
Yeah, the only thing is, like, I still think that like Rose and Caitlyn and like Jessica has fought still higher levels of competition, regardless of weight class.
And she did really well in the second Rose fight. I think everyone thought that first fight was a complete fluke, which it felt like it, to be honest, because she was getting absolutely dominated. But
yeah,
she really took it to Rose the second fight, right?
Yeah, it was. I think it was like a split. Yeah, it was a split decision loss to Rose.
It was a split decision, and she was coming. She was making a comeback at the end, actually. Like Rose took all that damage at like the last 2 minutes.
Yeah. So I think she should definitely beat Calvillo, but you know, like we never know in this sport, obviously. But if I have to pick, I have to pick Jessica.
Yeah. Femi.
We're trying to disagree. It's been a few cards now. We're still trying to disagree. But I just struggle to see, despite a pretty decent record for Calvillo and some decent wins under her belt, I just think if Jessica fights the right fight here, she should get it done. I don't think Calvillo is going to be as physically dominant as Shevchenko was, despite being more of a natural wrestler than Shevchenko is.
Yeah.
I think Jessica wins, and I think it's a decision. I think she drops her a few times. I might be wrong, but I think she drops her a couple of times. I don't think
we should have like
out,
micro points if we get like the method, because so far
yeah. I definitely think give me some points for that if that happens. I think she drops her once or twice with the right hook.
Have we said the method for everything? I think we didn't say the method for the first fight, to be fair, but I think we did it every.
Oh, we kind of did, because Roxanne's not getting finished, so you know it's gonna be a decision, the unanimous decision to Santos, right?
All right. How about the second fight between Dawkins and God damn it.
I said knockout.
First round knockout.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I think I said second round, didn't I?
Yeah,
I said second round TKO. Okay. We'll get a half point.
We've been saying it.
Okay. All right. I don't know if I said mine. I forgot, to be honest. But
I think you did, mate.
Andrade, first round, motherfucker. That's right.
First round what? First round knockout. You think Calvillo's getting knocked out?
Yes.
Damn, son.
Yes. I have a friend that knows her too. So
it is definitely a possibility. She hits like a truck.
She is a freaking tank. She is.
I don't see her getting taken down. That's the thing.
You don't see Andrade's getting taken down.
Not by Calvillo.
But if you're Calvillo and you watch that Shevchenko fight, what else are you going to be the tricky to do?
Yeah. I mean, it's true. Calvillo's she's at AKA now, and that's a wrestling heavy camp over there. So, I mean, I could be wrong, but I need these goddamn points, okay? So fucking Andrade, first round TKO. If I get the hand right too, it's a left hand that's gonna knock her out.
It's a left hand.
It's a left hand. It's gonna be a hook. Yeah.
He's just throwing everything out there now, man.
That's 0.7 points, baby. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4 more fights. Getting up to this Nick Diaz fight, baby. Curtis Blades versus Jairzinho Rosenstrike. Another kind of classic styles match
This
here.
is a juicy one, isn't it?
Just reminds me of Derek Lewis against Curtis Blades.
Everything's going right until boom.
Yeah.
But Rosenstrike don't have that. I mean, he's got the power to knock you out in one shot, but he doesn't have the reputation of like a freaking one shot, not wonder, right?
Like I think I've seen him. I've seen Rosenstrike. You remember when he fought Overeem?
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
And he was losing every round.
He was losing badly.
Leaping hook.
Yeah.
That was a horrible.
And the lip, yeah. He busted his lip completely open. Yeah.
The thing about him is he has this short range power, like similar to Stipe. Like he doesn't need to like connect at the very end. Like the power is in the short range, and that's how a lot of his knockouts do happen.
He knocked someone out so fucking early. I think it was one of his first fights. He fought some dude, like an unknown guy, Steven something or whatever. And I think it was literally the first punch he threw, like a counter hook or something, and just knocked him out completely. So he definitely has the power to.
Oh no, he definitely has the power. Yeah, he does.
You like. So
I mean, we shouldn't really make Derek Lewis comparisons, right? Because he's the only one who does that. But yeah, sorry, go on.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, it's a tricky fight. I think Blades is the favorite. Like this is not same as when he fought Lewis. He should have won, in my opinion, until he didn't.
Should have been less predictable.
Yeah. And then I think it's the same in this fight. I think this is a fight he should win. Will he win? I don't know. But I mean, I'm gonna say Blades. That's my prediction. He's gonna I think he can control the fight how he wants. Like he's very well rounded. If he notices Jairzinho looking to defend the takedown a lot, he might get away with in the stand-up game striking. Or if he notices that he's open for a takedown, he's gonna take him down and control him on the ground. That's why I think just him having more tools is what gives him the advantage. But in this fucking division, you never know what the fuck's gonna happen. Someone gets touched, and it's good night.
He's only lost. He's only lost by TKO. He's only lost by TKO. In every other win, despite him being just a wrestler, they're all TKO, KO wins.
Yep.
Well, TKO, KO, a lot of them's ground and pound, to be fair. So it is wrestling related. But he has knocked people up standing as well. He has knocked the crowd. Who was it he knocked out? Who was talking about he's just going to wrestle, and then he went and smacked him.
Dos Santos. Dos Santos for sure. Right? Yeah.
That was like so impressive.
I think that was kind of like the evolution of him, because I think until that point he didn't have any like memorable standing knockouts.
That's the power of wrestling, to be honest. The fact that when you put the fear of the takedown, and then it opens up the hands.
I think, therefore, I am. I won $300 on the Ben Askren versus Jake Paul fight. I don't understand why anyone would even bet that. This is a guy who's literally not even bothered to learn stand. I don't care what Jimmy was at. This guy hasn't bothered to learn stand up at all. I throw a more technical right hook, left jab than Ben Askren. I genuinely think I do.
Yeah.
But his wrestling is so dominant, he never needed to learn it. I think, therefore, I am. You didn't even have to learn stand up, because you could just run into punches and drag someone down. So he was doomed. As soon as you take away that guy's wrestling, man, what is he going to do, right? Nothing, so Blades is impressive, man, because he's got good wrestling, but he has also developed, the hands to a decent level too. I think Rosenstrike, and I don't want to be harsh, but I think Rosenstrike is where you look at Adesanya, sorry, you look at Adesanya, you look at even Ngannou, the evolution of Ngannou. Ngannou was guilty of the same thing as Rosenstrike. I think a lot of these guys, they get away with basic takedown defense and extremely supreme striking, because it's all they've done. They've come from kickboxing, and they do the very minimal to be able to stand up and win a fight. I think where guys like Ngannou and Adesanya and a few others are evolving beyond the kickboxing to make sure they're well-rounded, I still feel like when I see Rosenstruck fight, he's got a massive gap in his game in that part.
Yeah.
That's how I feel when I see him. And I just think Curtis Blades just needs to be very careful, right? Just very careful because he's a very talented striker, and he should give him an absolute, and just don't do an overeat and get caught at the last minute. Finish, you know. So I'm going Curtis Blades here, unanimous, maybe even ground and pound, TKO.
Same.
Man, we're all agreeing here. I don't see.
Crazy. So we agreed with every fight so far. This is not what I was expecting, man.
Yeah, I know. Well, okay, hold on. Let me look at the co-main event where there's no debate there.
I was pretty sure we'd be split on this one. I thought there'd be some Rosenstruck fans here, so I knew I was going Blades.
Our next, at least 2 fights, I think maybe there's some potential here for some conflict, but I'm not gonna lie. So Curtis Blades decision. I don't see a TKO happening, not with Rosenstruck's prowess. So decision.
Blades as well. Okay, cool. Just to be different, I'm gonna say ground and pound TKO Curtis Blades.
Which round again?
If you want to be different, you should say
round three.
If you want to be really different, you should say Rosenstruck by triangle choke.
Submission.
Could you imagine if you did
top position as well? Top position triangle. Triangle.
Mounted triangle.
He gives up the mount to go around the neck. Yeah, screw it. Oh my days. That's brilliant.
Well, if that happens, you definitely win this contest for this card. All right, let's fucking do it. This is it. People's main event.
Let's go.
Nick Diaz, Mr. 209 versus Robbie Lawler. It's not a pick'em. Lawler is a 120 favorite. Okay, so I have the same problem with fighting games. I pick with my heart too much. I want Nick Diaz to win so fucking much right now.
Same.
I'm not gonna lie though. Slightly slow in his training videos. He looks
the video. I was gonna say
slow.
the videos.
Yeah.
And I don't want to see
I don't want to see someone that's never been knocked out, that is a legend, go out like how Holyfield went out.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty emotionally attached to this fight. So this one, everything else was like fucking logical. He has a strong wrestling base, he has a major advantage there. This one, I gotta go with my heart. Robbie Lawler, fucking beast, hasn't looked the same in his last 4 fights. I think Nick Diaz's comeback is possible as long as he doesn't get knocked out in the first round. I think that's it. Because they get tough. The Diaz brothers, they're gonna take damage in the beginning. But they're gonna weather that storm. And this is a 5-round fight. That's the thing. 5-round fight. Let's not forget that. Yeah. 5-round middleweight fight out of nowhere. Don't know what the story is behind that.
It's Nick, isn't it? Nick didn't want to come down, so bring Lawler up, man. He's a star.
It's so weird. It's not official though. Like they're like everyone is dancing around this topic. If it happens to be at welterweight, Robbie Lawler, it's not gonna be at welterweight. But if it's at middleweight, I say my pick is Nick Diaz. 4th round submission.
4th round submission for Nick Diaz.
4th round submission. Yep.
For Nick Diaz.
Nick Diaz.
How many times has Lawler been submitted? I remember him being submitted. I mean, that was the controversial submission, but yeah, I give you that.
Yeah. Well, I think for Nick Diaz's comeback, like this is definitely a good test to see if he still has anything left.
Yeah, I like the matchup
from before, because they didn't give him a young up and coming prospect or anything. They gave him someone similar to him who's been a veteran who's kind of past his prime. And so I think if they had to give him like a comeback fight, this is kind of the best one.
Great idea, this fight. I like this card, this fight.
And I hope also Nick wins. I just want to see him look good, and because
if this is his last fight, yeah, just please look good.
Yeah,
we love you, Nick. Just don't look suddenly old.
Yeah, don't look. It'll be sad if he just got fucking KO'd, and then he's just lying there. It's like watching your hero or like like watching your dad die, kind of. You know, it's like it's not fun. But
It's
dad
pretty
get beat up.
Jesus Christ.
not die, but get beat up. But yeah, I think I can't give a prediction. I don't actually know, like, because I don't know how Nick is gonna look.
Yeah, it's
So
really
I
hard
don't
to
know. But I hope Nick wins. I can say I hope he wins.
Well, your hope is going to be your official prediction, goddammit, okay? Because there's no hope here, okay? Nick, by what method?
Robbie's tough. Don't forget, he's tough. But you know, something tells me too, this gonna go to a decision, and then maybe Robbie wins, and then Nick is like, "No, I won." And then yeah,
I think that is though.
that could even happen. Yeah. But I think Nick wins by let's say like late 4th or 5th round TKO.
All right, God damn it, Femi, you have to say dollar, okay? We've agreed on everything. Right?
Actually, no, it's no problem for me at all. I think it's going to cost him. I think the fact that Lawler's been active is going to be a big advantage. I also think Lawler having camps, of course, is a part of being active. But I also think that Lawler, despite his losses, all his last 4 fights, he's reasonably decent in. You know, I think he's quite unfortunate that they didn't go his way. I mean, he was smothered. He was outclassed by well, not outclassed, just outworked by that annoying prick. I don't want to say his name. But other than that, he's looked very decent for me. For his age. He's past his prime, I agree, but he looks very capable of beating a top 10 fighter for me. I still think he could beat a top 10 fighter with the right strategy in this division. He still looks quite durable, very good against the wrestling.
Fire, like
he's got that fire as well.
When I mean, like in the you know, when he throws at you, like you can see.
He's still got the dog. The dog is still there.
Yeah,
the dog is like he'll get into it, man. And he can afford to take a bit of risk because he's always had a decent chin, you know. So yeah, man, I think this is uphill for Nick. Honestly, I think I'd be very impressed if Nick looks anything like he used to, with the lack of activity and the drugs and alcohol and the partying. You know, it's like, even though he's not old, he may have put years on his professional athleticism with that long hiatus of just living his best life. So I think whereas Robbie Lawler still looks quite trim, you know, still fights really well. So I think Lawler should be the favorite, and I think Lawler wins this. I'm gonna say, just because it's Lawler and he loves those freaking 5-round classics, I'm gonna say it goes the distance. I don't see him finishing. That's one thing that will not change, right? I don't see him finishing Nick. It's a very hard guy to finish, but I see him being durable enough to dominate, land the cleaner strikes, obtain the more dominant positions in scrambles, and win a unanimous decision to Lawler.
And then Nick will say he won the fight.
Yeah, always. Oh, come on, guaranteed. It's the Nick Nate Diaz option select every single time. So yeah.
Do we get the shit talking
Nick and Nate Diaz? I've got to be honest with you. I do love him, but I do feel like they are so like overrated. It hurts, you know. But they represent something bigger than, you know, being a true title contender, or, you know. I know they represent something bigger, so I get it. But man, even the way you talk about Nick, it's like, yeah, why?
Yeah.
Well,
that's just me.
See, this is the thing. The thing is gonna, when I don't know what time it is over there, but around, I guess 7:30, maybe 7:30 p.m. or so, when his fucking music comes out and he walks out, you're gonna feel why everyone loves him. It's the same thing. It's the same story. No, seriously. You're like, oh, okay, I get it. I'm gonna buy into this now, you know. So give it a couple of days, my friend.
No, they're awesome. Look, like I said, I see the craze. I get it. I just, at the same time, as an actual fan of the sport, the technical side, they're both extremely gifted. But the amount of love and praise they get, it's not earned in the ring. You know, a lot of it is, but a lot of it's earned outside the ring. Just their freaking, I don't give a shit attitude, the way they are on the mic, the way they are like to their opponents, like it sells, you know. And to be fair to them, that's just who they fucking are. It's not like, you know, some of these other guys who we've seen like pretending to be that. That is literally them 24/7 from what I've seen. I've seen them guys not knowing the camera's there and you hear them talking. It's the same shit. When you hear Nick talking to Nate, in his corner in a Ultimate Fighter or versus Conor McGregor, it's the same freaking tone as he does his interviews with. It's the same guy. So at least it's authentic, and I'll always rate that. But I just think there's much better fighters out there.
I think like because the reason I like Nick is like I remember 2011, like when he fought like Paul Daly in Strikeforce.
Man.
Like the reason, like if you watch Nick back then, it's like he was very entertaining to watch. So it's like I just want that feeling of being a kid again. I want to see him perform like when I saw him when I was like 15 years old. I want to see like.
I think they get that though. They totally understand that's a big part of their value. They have to use their experience in order to win. They're gonna win on pure athleticism the entire time. It's all about mind games, it's about talking shit, and it's about technical skill. Yeah, if we see that just for a round, I think fans will still be there for Nick, and I think he'll do himself justice. Just like I mentioned before, it's that the big fear is that we kind of like lose another legend, you know. Unfortunately, people are going to view these fighters differently if they didn't grow up loving them. Everyone thinks BJ Penn is a bum, you know, stuff like that.
Exactly, but they didn't see back in the day like how good these guys were, and that's the reason why I want Nick to win. I just want him. That's
why I say about my Street Fighter career. You know what I'm saying? People didn't know, you know. Like, people now don't know. I'm saying shit.
There he goes. I'll tell you what, win-win for me. I'd love to see Nick Diaz come out and entertain like he always has done, because there's no such thing as a boring Nick Diaz fight, right? Even the no contest v Silver was still extremely entertaining for many reasons that we can all agree.
If you lose to someone that pops, you should win. He should. In my mind, he won.
I mean, they both popped, but one guy popped for weed, and
it's different.
And he got the more severe punishment than the dude who popped for steroids. He got 5 years.
Everyone was on freaking steroids back then, apart from the Diaz brothers. I do believe it, because I don't think they'd lie about it. You know what I mean? I just think Nick and Nate would be like, yeah, I was taking that shit. Everyone was taking that shit. Fuck y'all. That's what I imagine. You know? But
it's a good accent you got there. Shit.
Random. But yeah, I hope Nick performs and it's entertaining, but I think Lawler takes it.
Yeah.
Duly noted. All right, I think we're gonna really battle over this, guys. So just try not to yell. Just don't yell into the mic, okay? Like, we're all friends here, okay? Co-main, Valentina Shevchenko, the Bullet, versus Lauren Murphy.
Oh, this is a really hard one to call.
Do you know what the odds are?
What are the odds? Go on, tell me.
You want to guess? At least guess first.
I don't know how American odds work, but I'm gonna say something insane, like 15-1 for Murphy to win, which is means basically that Shevchenko is a huge favorite. So 15-1 is like, if I put $10 down, I'm getting 15 times 10. If Murphy wins, so Murphy's a huge underdog. Tell me what is an American. I'll convert it. I've got a thing that converts it.
Yeah, what's that?
They're like was it plus 16 minus what is it?
Yeah. Well, before I say anything, Phenom, what's your guess? Or unless you already know.
I think, was it plus 800?
What?
Plus 800, you mean for Murphy?
Yeah.
This is your final pick? So you are on point, but you answered the wrong question. Shevchenko is a minus 1,250.
Oh my God.
Holy shit.
What does that mean? Let me check what that means to buy odds. That's insane.
Murphy's plus 800?
You have to put down 1,250 to make 100. I think that's what it means. Could be wrong. I'm not a gambler, by the way. But
what does that mean? What does that mean? So if you bet on a Murphy,
how much you get if
plus
you bet
800? So how's that work? Plus 800. What does that mean? Because I don't know the American one.
Yeah, I think it's you bet 100, and then if she wins, you get in this case 750. Yeah.
So it's like 8-1. Holy shit! Damn, I wasn't too far. 15-12 was a bit too. I was quite far away.
$20 on Murphy.
No, why? It's just throwing away $20.
You never know.
I'll tell you what. Let's not be too harsh, man. Bloody hell, what a run Murphy's got on. How old is she now as well? At this age?
She's 38, I think it was.
Dude, she's like hit her prime at 38, man. She was not winning fights like this 5-10 years ago. Not even close. I don't know where this came from.
Built. And I mean, let's be real, she's not gonna win.
No.
As much as we
38.
I would put 20 on her just in case, but it's not gonna happen. I'll lose that money.
I might just put 1,200 on Shevchenko just to get myself a $300 because that is literally $300. Like
yeah,
zero risk. That's the safest 1,200 I've ever seen in my life.
The only way you can get, I think the biggest way of you losing that money, if Shevchenko pulls up Piotr
out injured,
and
how does that work?
What?
And then
if you put the money down beforehand, if you put the money down beforehand and it gets canceled, you just lose it. Is that how it works?
No, not canceled, but like if she gets DQ'd by kneeing her illegally or something.
I mean, it has
suck,
happened.
But yeah, that is a loss. That is a loss, isn't it?
That's the only way you could lose your money.
She's also like the most disciplined, like, you know.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
So she's not gonna do it. I don't know what the hell that guy was thinking. Like, I can kiss him, I can knee his face, boss. I want to knee his face. He's so annoying, irritating me all this time in this training camp. Please, can I knee face? Okay, you can knee face. It's okay. Referee not looking. What the hell was he thinking? I just don't get it.
Yeah.
Goodbye, title.
Crazy.
I think head kick knockout.
Whoa.
Kick. That's fair.
So I actually think I'm gonna make a bold one myself here. I actually think if you look at Lauren Murphy, the way she fights, right? I'm gonna say two. I'm gonna say either a body shot or leg shot, TKO. I'm calling it. I think this is a horrible fight for Murphy. This is just horrible on the feet for her. Just the gap is huge, and Shevchenko's going to be setting her up, and yeah, it could be the head kick, but I've got a feeling it might go to the body and put her down, and then she's going to finish her off.
Yeah, it could, because she usually sets up her head kick with a body kick, and maybe she can put her away with a body kick, but like the way she knocked out Jessica I think that's actually one of my favorite knockouts.
Was such a good knockout, man. Oh my god!
She just fucking decapitated her. That shit, like god. the noise it made as well was, it's like it broke her skull.
It was so clean, and everything that led up to that as well was just so perfectly executed. Poor Jessica I had no idea what was coming. Actually, women are super durable in that regard. I don't see women finished by body strikes much, and a lot of people argue it's because the women don't generate as much power as the men. It could be the case, but I do find women more durable. I also find women way more entertaining on the ground. From my experience, they tend to be a lot more active, fighting for position, flipping, like switching, like it's way more active. And often the men are just like, oh, I'm just gonna accept this position, and hopefully the ref will. And the guy on top's like, oh, I don't want to risk passing in case he sweeps me, so I'm just gonna stay here. Not like that in women's one.
The women fighters can, they're definitely feel more active in that sense. There's a lot of firefights sometimes between
on the ground.
Like not just on the ground, like even standing. If you have two not really technical but like gritty.
What's the name of that Street Fighter? She always does a Street Fighter character. I think I've forgotten the name.
Angela Hill.
Yeah. Angela Hill. Oh man, she's so annoyingly active. Imagine fighting her. That would be so irritating. She doesn't even throw any power. She's just constantly throwing something. Like you're just like, oh, get off me.
Yeah. But Valentina, I think, is gonna destroy this girl. So
yeah, I'm saying first round as well. By the way, guys.
First round.
Every
body or leg kick.
the setup is going to be established in the first round. She's going to come
That's
out.
a quick setup though, because it's going to happen in the first round though.
It usually takes a little while for that to happen. She's going to come out. She's going to set her up. She's going to feel it. And then she's going to go straight to the body, and she's going to pause, and then she's going to just finish her off.
I think we should think through the point system a little bit more. Like first round by body kick setup around 2 minutes and 32 seconds. That generates about 5.3 points.
Yeah, no, I think that should be a 10-pointer, man. That's a pretty specific,
10 out of what?
Body kick first round. Is there even such thing as a body kick first round finish? I don't even think that exists, mate. That's like, I'll be the first one. And if it happens, it's like,
body kick for sure. Body kick for sure. Maybe leg kicks is a little bit more.
Yeah, leg kicks is, definitely first round.
Yeah. But that's still not it's rare. Yeah, to be fair, it's rare.
Body kick, Anthony Pettis knocked out
Cerrone.
Yeah.
That was in the first round?
Body kick, first round.
Oh, damn. Say no more. I thought that was the second or third round for some reason.
And then Rockhold has
Dos Santos also knocked out Don Cerrone with a body kick.
Dos Santos.
Dos Anjos.
No, well,
it
wasn't. It wasn't though, because it was stopped on the fence.
No, but he crumbled him with a body kick.
Yeah, I mean the Pettis one was the same.
Sure.
It wasn't the body kick. Body kick ended it, but the referee
You're right. Yeah.
reacted to the flurry that followed, right? Yeah.
All right. So first round, body kick or leg kick. I'll give you both of them.
Let's go. I mean, the leg kick is so unlikely. You might as well give it to me.
You haven't said.
I think head kick, second or third.
Jeez.
Second or third. Okay. I think Shevchenko has kind of a GSP pattern going on where she takes their advantages away. She's done it definitely in the last fight at least. So I think
she's going to wrestle
submission. No, I think she will wrestle. Absolutely. She's super rare because she's strong, that she's physically gifted, but she's insanely talented. So she will correct any mistakes that she made in the past. I think her willingness to go to wrestling in any fight she's ever taken will be the same here. And I think she will take her to the ground. And I don't think Murphy's scared. She likes the crucifix. Is that what it's called? Yeah. She likes the crucifix a lot. I think she's gotten at least 2 finishes that way, and I think that'll happen this fight as well.
That sounds like a logical analysis, yeah.
Yeah, round. She's a counter fighter. Round three.
Yeah, I agree.
I really don't. Okay,
I like
it. She's great. Other than Lawler, we just love each other basically. All right.
That was a really hard one, to be fair. Come on.
Yeah. All right. We finally arrived. The main event of the evening: Alexander Volkanovski, featherweight champ, slight favorite, minus 170 versus Brian T. City Ortega. I have a stance on this for sure. I think Volkanovski finally loses.
Really?
Yes, I think Ortega's specialties and he's already proven that he's southpaw and he's orthodox. I mean, they're 50-50. I think his stand-up has improved so much. I think ground game wise, this is not even a conversation.
Don't even go there, yeah.
Yeah, Ortega will absolutely win if Volkanovski spends a minute on the ground. Ortega has gone, has he gone 5 rounds? He went almost 5 rounds with Holloway. But I don't see him as a fighter that gasses out either. Oh no, Korean Zombie, he won.
Korean Zombie was 5 rounds. It felt like a finish. Yeah. But it was 5 rounds. It did.
Yeah. That was painful to watch. Because you can tell Zombie, let's give him a couple more years of his life back, let's just end it. And he also said in an interview he actually didn't remember anything after the spinning elbow.
Yeah, that's usually when you get concussed, that usually happens. You don't really remember.
Yeah. Hard to say what method. And I think Volkanovski is super solid, by the way. I don't think he'll give the takedown to Ortega. Ortega's not going to take him down, but I think he'll do a great job of staying away from the ground for a very long time. But he'll need to think about that the entire time. So maybe T-City by TKO.
TKO?
on the feet. Yeah, because I think he's too. I think he'll be way too concerned about the ground game. He won't even be there. And we just mentioned Curtis Blades, how he gets his knockouts. People are afraid of that.
Yeah, but Ortega in an MMA world doesn't even. I mean, who's he even resorted to in that? I mean, even his finishes have been standing. What was that Cub Swanson one? He didn't even go to the ground. He just jumped on him. I mean, he's very much a striker now in MMA. He's a shadow of his, and he's still got the jiu-jitsu. But if you look at how much of a beast that guy is in the jiu-jitsu, it's surprising he doesn't seem to go to it as an option. Doesn't try and get him down. Just like Max Holloway, like how many takedown attempts were there versus? He was getting absolutely battered versus Max Holloway. How many takedown attempts were there? There's that Mexican grit. He's just like, I'm just going to keep fighting.
I don't recall much. Yeah, but that's my take. That's my take. What do you guys think?
Ortega has beaten people that have a similar body type to Volkanovski. He's beaten Frankie Edgar, for example.
Like short wrestling guy.
That was a nasty knockout, by the way.
Yeah.
Wow.
But
that one hurt.
I
love Frankie.
I'm a big Frankie fan as well. That really hurt me.
I think Volkanovski has beaten like Holloway, and Holloway standing up, it's definitely way better than Ortega. But
Stars made fights, right?
He can't really.
But Holloway's not going to take you down. He's not going to submit you.
Yeah, the thing. Yeah, the difference here is like Volkanovski shouldn't really engage in the grappling with Ortega. It's too dangerous. So it changes the fight compared to when he fought Holloway, for example. Like he can't really mix it up, clinch him when he needs to and all that. It's a bit dangerous against Ortega. He has to keep it on the feet, and Ortega has improved on the feet, as we saw. But Volkanovski is also very powerful. People forget he can crack as well. He's explosive. He can hit hard. Yeah. So he can in
reach advantage too. Always.
Have we seen Brian Ortega versus leg kickers? How does he handle that? I think that's gonna be a big problem for him.
What's good about Volkanovski is that he'll time you. He's good at kind of timing your movements and reading. He's good at reading what you want to do. He has good cardio, good durability. Like I think his fight IQ is pretty good.
It's really good.
It's underrated, definitely. Like he dealt with Max way better than every other fighter has in the division. Besides, like it's a long time. Like I think it was like the last time Max lost to someone was Conor before Volkanovski.
Yeah.
And
the first fight he did a number on Max. He did really well.
Yeah, so I think Volkanovski will win. I think it's easy to say, like the way you look at when like Ortega looks bigger, looks longer, but I think Volkanovski he's a very smart fighter. And I think he's gonna figure out the way to win.
I'm gonna chime in here. So this is actually the hardest one, I think, of all the fights. It's really hard to say. Really hard to say this one, for me, because I feel like that whole gym is just so good at tactical striking. Just the way Volkanovski feints and then times his low kick and dips and goes up, and actually got pretty decent head movement from one or two of them as well. Although I do worry about Adesanya's head movement sometimes. I feel like he could be better there, but in general, that gym is really good in that department. I just feel like Ortega's a very unorthodox style. I wonder how much trouble that's going to give Volkanovski. Right, I'm leaning towards Ortega surprising him a little over the 5 rounds and getting some pretty significant strikes in that could turn some rounds in his favor. I think he'll be.
Is this your pick? Is this your pick?
I think he'll be. I think he'll be technically at a disadvantage for the most part of the rounds. But I think he'll find moments. I just feel like he will. I just feel like he's so unorthodox. He's so unpredictable. He's got the range. He's got the height. I feel like he just find moments against Volkanovski, and then he's got that wrestling threat because of the jiu-jitsu if he wants. And a lot of the times when, like you said, Kim, when Volkanovski wants to take a breather or just wants to like dominate control for a minute, it's a bigger. I mean, we saw Cub get submitted standing, bro. Like, you know, it's a bigger risk against this guy. So yeah, I'm actually going Volkanovski. I'm gonna go split decision, all 5 rounds. Sorry, my bad. I'm going Brian Ortega. I'm going split decision, all 5 rounds. I think he does enough in the championship rounds to edge it in his favor, and he wins it. And he's the new champion, which sets up a sexy ass rematch with Max Holloway, which is justified because I don't think Max lost the last fight to Volkanovski anyway. But that's a whole different conversation.
That's another hour, my friend, if you want to talk about that.
I mean, me and you already spent like I think 30 minutes that night just like going back and forth about that. So
I think like when you see Ortega fight Korean Zombie, like he looked very good, but I don't think Korean Zombie is at Volkanovski's level.
He isn't.
I think he's not as tactical. He's a little bit of a brawler.
Yeah.
He can be. He's strategic too, Korean Zombie, but he leans towards more of the like he can be a bit reckless sometimes, and he can just try to stay in the pocket too much, and he got a little bit picked apart on the feet. But I think Volkanovski is very good at adapting to what his opponent's strategy is, and obviously I don't think this is going to be an easy fight for either of them. Really, I think this could definitely go either way. So it's definitely the hardest fight to pick. But
who's the biggest hitter Ortega's ever fought against? So I feel like he's got a chin from hell.
Power,
yeah.
Right? I don't think he's fought anyone that has the power.
I mean, it's Korean Zombie. It's there's no.
Yeah, it has to be him.
Korean Zombie.
Yeah, it has to be him. But
that'd
I think
be interesting test then, because this is definitely the most powerful guy he's fought. He seems to have a chin from hell, but sometimes you think someone's got a chin from hell, but they've just never really fought against anyone with real power yet. So
all I know is that Volkanovski, he definitely can hit hard. He gets the respect of his opponent, and it's not like when it comes to power, like and that sort of thing. It's not just about knocking people out. You can tell by how they act against him, even if you don't have a lot of knockouts. Like when people always respect you on the feet, there's a reason they do. And it's like with Cyril Gane as well. Is a similar thing. Like some fights might end up in a boring decision, but the guy is fighting is never wants to commit against him. There's like a reason, like the timing and the precision, and also the power, all three combined. I think.
You know what I was worried about?
Yeah. What?
I was worried that all three of us would like not really have any valuable insight on any fights, but I'm glad to know that we know our shit. This is good because your analysis is spot on. Like I'm not sure if many people would have brought that up because they probably see Volkanovski as boring point fighter. You know, that's how most people probably would have simplified him. You know, but your point is great. Like, I mean, the guy used to be 200 pounds. I think that's like his story that he tells quite often.
Yeah.
He's a little tank, man.
He used to fight. Was it at middleweight he used to fight his first fights, or was it welterweight?
His first loss was at welterweight. His only loss was at welterweight, and obviously he doesn't belong there. It's 30 pounds north. Christ. Yeah. But the rugby career at 200 pounds too. You know,
the rugby career as well.
Yeah.
Powerhouse, baby. What a powerhouse.
He knocked out Chad Mendes. He made Jose Aldo freeze up as well. Like he made Aldo respect his power, and like he's smart. He understands the strategy.
Very tactical, yeah.
He's very tactical. Yeah. He's very underrated, and he gets a lot of hate for the Max fights. People say it's a robbery. It was a close fight.
It was a close fight.
Yeah, it's because it's Max. Everyone loves Max. Who fucking hates Max?
No, but I mean, the first fight, no one was arguing. It's not just because it's Max. It's because it was a close fight. Yeah. And I think for me, the edge, if you had to edge it, you give it to Max, or you call it a draw. So that's where we come from. But you know, if Volkanovski earns it, then he earns it. But the first fight, there was no debate. I think we all knew what they were going to say when the judges came out for that one. It's a great a masterclass in tactically breaking down, you know, one of the best featherweights we've ever seen. So you know that tells me, when you look at what Max did to Ortega and how Volkanovski broke down Max at his best at the time, no one could figure out Max in the division.
Yeah.
And then he goes and he dominates him with a really clever strategy. I mean, Max looked very visibly frustrated throughout that fight. He couldn't find a plan B for him. That tells me that he should really be winning this fight, right? I mean, Ortega just isn't the same level of technical talent and prowess as the Max, but it's that unorthodox kind of like creativity that he has that makes me think, like the close range elbows that he likes to use on shorter guys, like the spinning back fist, the spinning elbows, like, and it's not, and he's not like, you'll watch someone like Korean Zombie, or there's a few that I can think of, I can't remember the names, who'll throw these things like 2 or 3 times around and they'll miss. And you're like, oh, okay, so you just randomly, he's like, he knew the range, he knew the setup, he predicted the movement, boom. You know what I mean? So how are you going to be ready for that when he changes the pattern in that one moment? That's where I feel like he's going to surprise Volkanovski. I could be wrong, but I just feel like he's going to surprise him around.
He might, yeah. This is a hard fight to pick. I think they're both they're both very high level. Those are always the toughest fights. Like not every fight is gonna be like Valentina and Lauren Murphy. So this one is hard, but I'm saying Volkanovski because I also like him more. Like I'm a more fan of him. So that's also part of it, because it's really kind of 50-50.
You made us all more of his fans. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I say Volkanovski.
Okay, just going down the list real quick. So we technically have disagreed on main event.
Pick? I don't remember your pick for this one.
Ortega
as well. Oh yeah, you went first.
TKO. Yeah.
TKO, man. That's damn. All right, we'll see.
Cool. It's going to be a surprise until it happens. 1, 2. Did we even disagree on Curtis Blades and Jairzinho? I think
we all went Blades. Okay, I thought we were going to disagree on that, but we all went Blades.
So no, Blades will win, I think. Hopefully.
This is all riveting TV for the people that will be watching. Why are we watching this? All right, so yeah, that's what is this? UFC 266. I want to make sure I don't get that wrong. Yep, 266. Next UFC fight card. Maybe it's the next one that we do. That one's the free card actually in Abu Dhabi. So 2 title fights: Jan Blachowicz, Glover Teixeira, and Aljamain Sterling versus Piotr Jan. I practiced that, by the way.
Don't forget Hamza.
Is that on that card, really?
I think so, yeah.
I didn't see that. Is that a recent update?
Him and the Leech. That's right. Li Jiang Liang.
Oh, that's an interesting one. That's going to be his biggest test.
I mean, yeah, he went from fighting Leon. He was booked against Leon Edwards, and then now he's going down the ranking.
Crazy. Well, Leon gets credit for even accepting that fight. No one would accept to fight against this guy in the ranks.
I think Hamzat is gonna win. He's very.
What is he going to be the same Hamzat? Right, it's been for a lot, man. I think you're right. It's the same Hamzat.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute.
It's been a while. He's been for it. You know, the guy's been emotional. He's been sick.
Yeah.
He's been injured.
Is that why he's been gone? He's been sick, like with COVID.
He was having long-term COVID symptoms for ages, man. He's like coughing blood and shit.
Oh, wow.
His videos on social. Yeah, he was having a terrible time. Good to hear he's back.
Right.
I saw he was in Norway a few weeks back. He was in Oslo in my old gym. I saw some clips and he was training. So he looked. I mean, now it looks fine. But
what's the lowdown on Hermanson, since you guys trained together and everything?
No, that's. I mean, he used to be my coach a long time ago. That's like 5, 6 years ago. or 8 years ago. That was before he was in UFC actually. And I don't know what's going on there. Like I don't have any inside info.
That's really cool that your coach was Hermanson, man. Hermanson's a beast.
Did you ever hear the story about how we met Bisping at a Canada Cup? Yeah,
Canada Cup.
Like Bisping was there, like just randomly doing some sort of like boost thing for I forgot what it's called. Shit.
I think it was an app or some shit. I don't know, like
play something. I think it's like fantasy based stuff. Anyway, like Phenom goes up to him and he's like, "You don't know who this person is, but he's gonna be fucking big. His name is Jack Hermanson." And the Bisping's like, I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
Let's just take this picture.
Yeah,
let's just take this picture. Okay, bye.
Yeah. But I told him, you don't know him now, but he's gonna do something big. And now he knows him, but I don't think he even remembers me.
Definitely not. We're just two random Street Fighter guys that popped out of nowhere that waited in line to see him. You know, it's like.
But it's crazy. Bisping was bigger than I thought. Like when I saw him in person.
He's huge,
right? Is that a middleweight? Yeah, is that even a middleweight? Really? He was probably like 220 for sure.
Yeah, for sure. It's like 220 or some shit. He was so wide. Like what the fuck? Doesn't make sense.
You know, it's hard to judge when you're watching on the screen, right? You can't tell.
Yeah.
But middleweight's quite huge, man. And Bisping's always had really broad shoulders.
Yeah.
You know, quite a trim guy as well.
He seemed bigger than Hermanson. Like Hermanson is not small. He's kind of big too, but he seemed bigger than Hermanson. Like that's from what I remember. Like Hermanson he could be a welterweight if he wanted.
At that point, was he champ? Was he champ when we met him?
No, that was retired. That was like 1 year after.
So when is that? 2017, 18?
18. We met him at 18.
Okay.
And then he lost the belt the year before.
We're talking about fighters who we like super look up to. It would make no sense if Bisping and the Diaz brothers all took PEDs, like just hella PEDs. You know what I'm saying? Just constantly every night.
I think Bisping definitely did not take anything.
The way he talks, definitely, yeah.
He also came from a culture. The culture in Europe wasn't quite. I mean, that shit they were ahead of the game in the USA with that shit, and Bisping.
Yeah.
It wasn't really circulating.
What do you mean by that? Like, do you mean like the repercussions for it are really?
No, not the repercussions. I just don't think it was as mainstreamly. There was definitely a bit more of a fear factor towards it. Not that the repercussions were any more severe. We're not really into it. You know, just everyone was kind of like.
Yeah, it was more used in America.
Wasn't as culturally acceptable in the gym. You know,
yeah.
In Europe,
I see.
You know, just like learning takedown defense wasn't really a priority for us back then either. You know, like for European, you used to just get wrestled to death, but that's changed over time as well.
Oh, definitely. There's so many Russians and Eastern Europeans coming over to like Western Europe to, get flown over for wrestling and all that sort of thing. That happens.
The next episode, we should talk. The next episode, we should talk about our like training experience. I think maybe some people that care to know about us might care about that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious. I'm curious to get. I mean, you guys have seen my stats. Apparently, I'm a wrestler. I was like, nah, man, I'm a striker. I'm a kickboxer, bro. No, you got these big ass thighs and really strong, low sense of gravity. It's not the biggest arms, but extremely like strong. I can lift up most things. Like I'm a wrestler.
Is this actually something? Is this something that people tell you?
This is what my judo coach told me. He's like, you're really. Because I was like, I want to do kickboxing. He's like, you're really a wrestler. You know, you should really do wrestling.
Do you have long arms or short arms or?
My arms are normal. I don't think they're long. I think they're like not. I don't have that. Usman, you can't stop that guy from clinching his hands because his hands make no sense.
Yeah.
Arms are like twice the size of everyone else's. No, not at all. Just hard to move, I guess, because all my weight's in the lower half.
Yeah.
So
save it for the next podcast. Save it. This is going to be
listen
like
before we
big
go,
ratings
man.
breaker here. Okay.
Do we want? Should Rockhold be coming back, or should he just be calling it a day? I mean, he looks brilliant in the gym, but we know he can't get hit. He's got no chin.
I think his defense is pretty bad. It's like, the thing with the chin is all about, like, and nobody really has a chin. It's about reading what's coming.
Some people can take. I mean, look how quickly some people. I mean, Anderson Silva lost. Come on, that's a great example.
I mean, of course, get hit that hard anymore. Of course, there's like your durability can go down, but I think in Rockhold's case, it was never that he didn't have durability. I think he was just so like his hands were always down, and he was always moving backwards like he was fucking thinking he was in the Matrix. But then kind of like that, like thinking he was like almost trying to style on you, and then he gets caught. It's like some weird. I don't know what the fuck he's doing, to be honest. Like he just at least put one hand up, like protect one part of your head at least.
Yeah, so, it seems like he wants to constantly look pretty. Yeah, but when he fights, I think he's an amazing fighter, and I think at one point he was the best. And I still think that if he's working with Bisping's coach now, Jason Perillo. And and he should be able to hold up his hands, especially because that's literally his only weakness. His only weakness is that his striking.
Well, I'd say he's got a classic kickboxer weakness of like lack of head movement as well.
Yeah, for sure. Like his boxing, like his pure boxing is not that good, and that the head movement and even setting up his punches. Like his kicks are amazing though.
His kicks are incredible.
Very good kicking game, and amazing ground game as well. Like his top game is one of the best. Many say that he has one of the best.
Yeah, Chiesa was talking about his top game like a year or two ago. Like, and Chiesa,
I'm actually drawing a blank. Who is he fighting?
He's fighting what's the fucking crazy dude? What's his name?
Sean Strickland. Fighting
Strickland. Yeah. Then the up and comer. He looks a bit like Michael Bisping. He's like an American Michael Bisping.
Yeah, but he's just volume. Strickland is just like the point fighting dude who just wears you down. He's that type of fighter.
It's good matchmaking though. It's winnable for both. For sure.
Yeah, I
think goes to Rockhold.
I hope Rockhold wins. I just want to see him come back. I just want to. I don't know. I actually like him. He's funny.
He's cool. Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah. Rockhold's brilliant for the sport.
Yeah, if you've seen his latest interview with Ariel Helwani, like he goes off. He doesn't hold back. He's not like
but he's so awkward. It's
which fed into Ariel's interview.
Yeah. Like he's he's socially awkward a little bit, so he tries to say something clever and then just fucks it up.
Yeah, he does that a lot actually.
Yeah.
Rockhold does that a ton, and he keeps that same straight arrogant face when it happens as well. The interview is
like he knows what happened.
Yeah.
But he's good for the sport, man. I'd like to see him do well. I'd love to see him develop a bit more of a guard to protect that damn chin, and get those sexy ass kicks going, man. Because man, that guy's technically is a joy to watch when he's in the zone.
Yeah,
absolute joy. The way he did Michael Bisping in that first fight was just absolute clinic, and people couldn't figure out Bisping at that time. That was so impressive.
It was really good.
I want that Rockhold back. That would be sick.
Yeah, he doesn't really have a bad gas tank either. Like he's just insane.
Yeah, that's never been the issue.
Yeah, it's arrogance. You know, well, it appears as arrogance. I don't know if
it does appear as arrogance. I agree. Yeah.
I don't know if it's actually arrogance, to be honest, though.
But if you listen to his interviews and then you see the fights, like the way he spoke about Blachowicz, the way he spoke about Bisping, it's very similar to the persona that he portrayed in the interviews. Was very similar to the guy in the ring. It's kind of like, this guy can't hurt me. Like, what the? Get over here. Oh God, I'm knocked out. You know.
It was funny. He told Blachowicz like, you got small feet. And then he got head kicked. pretty funny.
That's a good memory you have there.
Yeah.
So good, man. Yeah, well remembered. That was brilliant.
Wait. did we bring that up because it's happening soon? Because whenever that happens, we should cover that card.
Yeah, it's
Strickland.
I think
Strickland Rockhold soon. Yeah, that's like in a few
30,
weeks.
Yeah,
is that the card I'm going to?
Oh,
is that the card I'm going to?
No, is it before that, right?
Yeah, I think it's before. It's before Madison Square.
So,
Madison Square is November.
This is great TV, guys. Let's look it up right now in real time. So there's that free Abu Dhabi card that we were talking on. So maybe it's that card. Let's see. It is not that card actually. Huh.
Just type in Rockhold and see.
Yeah, Rockhold Strickland. It might be before.
Yeah, I think it's pretty soon.
Nope.
Is it not booked?
I get to watch that live. I get to watch it live. It's
in November. Oh,
it's in November.
Shit.
Madison Square Garden, baby.
Nice. Very nice. That's great. You get to see Luke Rockhold live. Oh, that's so sick, man.
Even though he lives in California. Yeah. Oh man, I'm fucking hyped for this card. This is amazing. Frankie Edgar.
I'd love to see
Marlon Vera
fight live. Who? Frankie Edgar? Who? What?
And Marlon Vera. Rockhold Strickland, Gaethje Chandler, Namajunas, Zhang Weili, Usman Colby.
Can I say something quite political very quickly? That Namajunas Zhang Weili rematch being set so quickly, it's definitely cash cow related. You know that, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
100,000%. I mean, to get knocked out like that and get an instant rematch like that, right? You didn't even reign as a champion for a long time. I mean, she's incredible. Don't get me wrong. But she is a cash cow. And Dana's like, shit, get that fight booked again. This is not good.
Yeah, so, they want to get the Chinese market.
Exactly.
They want to have their champion,
to turn things a little bit positive, we never really got to see the styles clash, so now is our chance to really see it. Because that wasn't her obviously, it wasn't her best performance. But I really, at that time, I had no idea who's going to win. None of us did. Zhang Weili looked fucking invincible against Joanna. And we didn't think that she would ever get beat by anyone striking. It was all about Rose and, getting down to the ground. And then, yeah.
No, I definitely thought Rose, technically, for me, Rose, technically, for that weight class, is the best striker. I've always found it. Like, the way she sets up, her awkward movements, I've always found her to be the best striker. So I definitely thought she could win striking against Weili. But I think there's a big power difference. Even though ironically, Weili got knocked out. And Rose has some crazy knockouts. So I don't know. The power difference is maybe based on appearance rather than reality. I don't know.
I think so. Could be. That's how
no. Because I feel like Weili's the more powerful because she's just such a beast. But then I look at Rose knocking out Joanna. I look at Rose knocking out Weili. I look at Rose knocking down Karate Hottie. I mean, she knocks people for a small girl. She knocks people out.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
So maybe I'm underestimating her power a little bit. But that fight that's probably the most exciting fight on the card for me.
Mm-hmm. She's definitely anyway. The best striker in that division. I agree, Rose.
Definitely for me. Yeah.
Like Weili had a close fight with Joanna. It was a war.
What a fight!
And they fought. And Rose has knocked out Joanna, and she won the second fight convincingly.
Unanimous,
and she knocked out Weili. Like she's definitely. Like I actually think this fight coming up, it's either gonna finish her or a 5-round like convincing win.
You think Rose wins this one for free?
I think she just. Yeah, I don't think Weili has anything.
No, Weili's got those PEDs, man.
That is, I think a little bit of revisionist history, to be honest. I would say she obviously looked at her weakest when we last saw her. But before that, we were all saying that like strength-wise, she's not gonna get bullied around probably ever. She is technical. She's I mean, I would say her main weakness would be that I don't see her submitting Rose. That's not gonna really happen in my opinion. But a knockout is possible. A decision is more likely, I would say. But a knockout is possible. Yeah. You know what? My actually, I had 2 goals. To be honest, I had 2 internal goals for this podcast. One is that we know what the fuck we're saying and that we can present it that way.
The other one was under an hour.
yeah. But 2 is that like, have you ever seen like Brandon Schaub's podcast or anything
of course,
yeah. Like even though we know he's like he just can't articulate it, like he just stumbles on his words, and sometimes he's just, for being a fighter, sometimes he's just like straight up wrong, like he'll look at his sometimes. Yeah.
He said Robbie Lawler knocked out Nick Diaz.
He gets a lot wrong.
But it was Nick Diaz who knocked out
Robbie Lawler.
Oh, he was like recapping it or something like that?
Yeah, he recapped it, and it was like, oh, Robbie Lawler.
You can't get that wrong. Like, the visual is there. It's like, you can't forget. Yeah. Interesting. But I think he knows that. He's speaking in real time and it doesn't sound so eloquent 50% of the time,
He's been punched in the head, so it's
he has been knocked the frick out a bunch of times.
we gotta give him.
He's gonna see this podcast. He's like, "Who the fuck are these guys? What the fuck?"
Eternal enemy of Dana White as well, which probably puts a bit of pressure on him too. So.
That's true.
I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, let's end this. Let's end this. Let's do it again very soon. Like I said, we do have 267 coming up in about a month or so. I mean, let's talk more. I think this is fun. We should keep it a little bit shorter for the other fight cards, non-UFC pay-per-view cards, but this is great. This is just a conversation. Let's keep it going, guys.
Yeah, there was no debate.
Yo, what the fuck?
Say it again. Did he just?
I mean, Phenom's the guy I can disagree with all day. I mean, he says the most ridiculous. He's way more logical in his MMA breakdowns than he is with his Street Fighter breakdowns. He's just, I don't understand how someone could be that good at a game and just have the most ridiculous arguments. I don't know how it's possible. But Phenom,
I'm not even sure what have I said.
Phenom does it all the time.
In Street Fighter, I think your goal is to play as consistent as possible. I don't really see any brash reactions like decision makings or something like that. At least that's what I see. I'm sure my analysis
it's way deeper than that, man. Yeah, I think at the lower level it's that, but when you get to these guys' levels, there's a whole strategy like going on. It's super fascinating to watch.
I think he means like when I talk about characters, that's what it means. Like I can say crazy stuff, but I don't. I say very logical.
No, he says completely.
No, I don't believe anything you put on Twitter. I don't believe anything you put on Twitter. So I'm just talking about your play style itself. There's not one bit of crazy.
That's another thing. His play style is super logical. Yeah, it is. I mean, he takes risk, but it's like it's the risk. You understand it when you see it. You know what I mean? Yeah. But then he'll say something on Twitter, and you're like, "Is that the same guy that was playing? the same guy that beat How's that the same?"
I just saw him in an ad. What the fuck? Surely he knows what he's talking about.
No, he must have someone else there. No, someone else on the account.
Just jump more, okay? It's more exciting that way.
Yeah. Well, yeah, let's do this again. The next, whenever the next card is, I think is the next pay-per-view. I think is in a month from now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's do a pay-per-view one. That'd be cool. Or we can do Yes Island. I don't mind. But we'll keep it a lot shorter for those cards. I mean, this card's crazy. So.
Yeah.
I got it.
All right.
It's 3 a.m. here, so I'm done.
Yeah, 1:45.
Let's wrap this shit up. All right. So hit up Phenom. PHENOMSF. Phenom SF. Fword FGC on Twitter.
Logan, F_word FGC. Word. Come on, bro. Fword FGC is taken.
Really? Motherfuckers.
Even the F-word? FGC?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. That's a troll.
I don't think I've ever tried it, actually. Maybe we should try it sometime. I don't know.
Yeah.
You added... Okay, anyway. F_word FGC. Follow this man. And hopefully Logan is able to make it next time. We miss him dearly. So follow him at Winner Stays On. And then follow me. I'm just some guy. Kim1234_all_day. That was the first episode. See you guys later. Bye.
Bye-bye.